Hi, Neil Gittleman here, Artistic Director and Conductor of your Dayton Philharmonic with Piano Bench Chat number 87 for the month of May. And yes, that's maybe a little bit different style of music than I usually play on the Piano Bench Chats, but you know, what we do at the Dayton Philharmonic and what I do involves all kinds of music. Last month I was talking to, I think, about opera and ballet, Wagner and Peter Pan. Now I'm playing some gospel music and I'm wearing my Dayton Philharmonic t-shirt from when we performed about 5 years ago with Jefferson Starship. It takes a whole lot of different music to make up a season of your Dayton Philharmonic Orchestra. And right now, this morning, I'm working on a gospel song, which the Philharmonic will perform in about 5 weeks in the middle of June on our very last concert of the season. We are in the home stretch. Most people would think, oh, the season's kind of winding down. If you look at, well, the piano bench is pretty much as it always does, but the piano is a mess covered in music because as we get to the end of the season, I'm working, of course, on the music that we're about to perform, but I'm also starting to work on music for next season, things that I have to study, and even thinking about what we're going to be playing the season after that. So it's a little bit of chaos at the piano bench, but it's part of the joy of it. That was the chorus, a little bit of the chorus of a beautiful gospel song that CeCe Winans recorded called Goodness of God, which we'll be performing with the New Season Ministry Choir on our Stained Glass Series concert in June. And part of what I do for these concerts, when we close these concerts, traditionally the home church choir performs a piece with the orchestra. And 9 times out of 10, I create an arrangement for the orchestra to play with the choir. And that's what I'm starting on with Goodness of God. And what I was playing you was basically just the basics of the piano accompaniment and what the chorus parts are singing. For instance, checking out the chorus parts, making sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do. Because what I do first is block out what the chorus and vocalists and the piano and the rhythm section are playing. And then I build the orchestra's part, what the woodwinds play, what the strings play, what the brass play, what the timpani and percussion play, and the harp. I build that around the structure of the basic song. So I have to make sure I've got the chorus parts right, because then if I have the woodwinds playing, reinforcing the chorus, they got to be playing the right notes. So that's part of the excitement of it. I still have, well, about 5 weeks before this has to be ready, but I'm working on it right now. But I'm also working on other stuff we have coming up before that, in just a couple of weeks, our final Masterwork Series concert of the season with music of Beethoven and Mozart and Saint-Saëns. And the opening piece is a piece I've never done before, a really wonderful short mass, a missa brevis in Latin. It takes just 13 minutes to perform to get through the entire traditional part of the Mass liturgy. Beautiful little piece for chorus, soloists, and orchestra. And this one is called the Organ Solo Mass, because the organ in the orchestra gets to have a solo. And the solo that they play starts like this. It's a really nice little tune. It happens in just one short movement of this short mass. And the organ gets to shine for about a minute and a half. The rest of the time, the organ plays just very basic stuff, basically supporting the rest of the ensemble and playing the basic chords, kind of not unlike what I was doing in the gospel song, when I was playing just the... Mozart, the organ is playing that same function, playing stuff like this. Pause for a page turn. Just blocking out the harmonies and allowing everyone else in the ensemble to do what they're supposed to do. So you see, there's not really that much difference in a way between what Mozart was doing back in the 18th century and what this gospel song is doing in the 21st century. The skills that I need to use to do an arrangement are similar to the kind of basic composition and harmony skills that I learned when I was a student. There are a few things that are different, you know, when the chorus goes, well, that's the kind of stuff I wouldn't have been allowed to write in my harmony exercises when I was a student, because it's parallel chords, which is not part of old-fashioned Western classical music. But it is part of what choral parts look like stylistically in a lot of contemporary gospel music. So I'm adapting tools I learned when I was a student for a different style. And it's probably good because I do a much better job of arranging for gospel songs than I do if I was trying to write Mozart music. But that's some of what's going on right now, but that's not everything that's at the piano, because as I said, I'm already thinking about the study that I have to do for the summer to get ready for next season. And that will be focused on 4 really big things, 3 of which are new for me, and they're sitting here at the piano to remind me I need to be working on them. One of them is Giacomo Puccini's fabulous opera Tosca, which I'll be conducting for Dayton Opera about a little less than a year from now. Then there's another great theatrical piece I'll be doing with Dayton Opera, Sweeney Todd by Stephen Sondheim. And one of the first things I'm going to have to do is get this score fixed up because the pages are coming out of it. But just a fabulous, fabulous piece, and it's on the piano to remind me of what I need to do. And then there are 2 giant things here. Coming up next fall, Austin Jacobs Ballet Dracula will return to Dayton Ballet. This is just one of the 2 volumes of Dracula that await me. It's a lot of music, but I've done it twice before, so that will be not an intense summer study project, but a review project. And then there's the big one, Star Wars Episode 4, our opening Pops concert and family concert of next season. That will be an intense part of my summer study so that I can get ready to accompany the film and keep the orchestra in tune and in time with what goes on the screen. It's really fun. It's a lot of hard work, but and I'll probably tell you about it in a future Piano Bench chat. In the meantime, have a wonderful month of May. I hope you can join us for our May Masterworks Series concert, which will feature the Dayton Philharmonic Chorus, the wonderful young American cellist Sterling Elliott, and the closing piece on the program will be Beethoven's Second Symphony, one of my favorite Beethoven symphonies, one that's a little bit overlooked among the 9, but it is just a wonderful piece, and it will close our cycle of Beethoven symphonies that we started before the COVID pandemic for Beethoven's 250th birthday celebration. And then it got extended because of the shutdown and all of that stuff. But we are finally finishing our cycle of the 9 symphonies. Just about time probably to start another one. So I hope you have a wonderful month. Come see us at one of our performances, and I will see you next month for another Piano Bench chat. Hey, I'm back. I have straightened up the piano, which is a good thing. But I forgot to mention that there are 2 other great performances from your Dayton Performing Arts Alliance this month, both on Sundays towards the end of May. On Sunday, May 21st, there'll be a very special celebration of all 3 Dayton Philharmonic Youth Orchestras, the Dayton Philharmonic Youth Orchestra, the Dayton Philharmonic Junior Strings, and the Dayton Philharmonic Youth Strings will all be performing together to celebrate the 85th anniversary of the Youth Orchestra, the 3rd oldest youth orchestra program in the country, started by Paul Kotz all those years ago. And then the following Sunday, the Sunday of Memorial Day weekend, the 28th of May, the Philharmonic will be performing our annual performance at Catalan Historical Park. Outdoors, all kinds of fun stuff, patriotic music, some Memorial Day tribute music, Broadway music. It'll be a wonderful, wonderful evening, and let's hope for good weather. So join us for some of those too, if you can.